Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if you are new. Today we are kicking off a brand new project on the channel called the Blue Peak Zoo. Blue Peak Zoo is going to be a huge zoo, as far as I've planned anyway, and we're going to be going for a modernish zoo style, one that is dedicated to the education and welfare of its animals. This is going to be one huge project and I already have so many fun ideas, but for today we are going to be focusing on the entrance and part of the entrance plaza. I started by building the main entrance and I wanted it to have this modern vibe. I also wanted it to be a structure more than a building. I went for a very simple gate style entrance and personally I'm happy with how it turned out. I'm not a great or experienced builder, at least in building actual buildings. I mostly just focus on making habitats for the animals. But I decided to step out of my comfort zone this time, and with this series I really hope to push my creativity. I've played Planet Zoo for a while now, and I have never actually completed a zoo before. I usually get too stressed or overwhelmed, or I just lose the passion or drive to even finish it. But I hope that with this series I can finally achieve a completed zoo. I have a lot planned for this series and I have already gotten a bunch of ideas for builds and enclosures, so please stay tuned for those. This build wasn't inspired by anything in particular. I was just scrolling through social media, Pinterest and just Google and got some ideas from some similar builds. I started off by building the first panel. Then I went on to building the framework. This was so that I could see where the information stands would fit and how big roughly I wanted the build to be. For the roof, I used wooden planks to create sort of a grid slash sort of slattered roof. I think design-wise it looks so much better than just a single solid roof, in my opinion. I then copied the first panel that I created and then pasted it around each side of where I wanted the information stands to be, giving them sort of a little cubicle shelter thing. Once I finished building it, I took it up to where the entrance points were and measured it up, and then I figured I had to extend it a little bit just so that the entrance points could fit. I didn't want to keep the visitor spawn points where they were. I wanted them to be more hidden away, so I decided to go for an idea I saw on the internet a while ago, where you hide the spawners inside of toilet buildings, which is what I did, and you'll eventually see that soon. After everything was measured up, I started putting the sign together to mark the entrance. I wanted to implement some of the animal shapes onto the roof, but it didn't look right to me, so instead I settled with using some animal decors on the wooden panels, which I think looks so much better. After finishing the signage and putting the lions on the panels, I decided to create sort of a floor for where a lot of the plaza is going to be. It's going to cover the whole of the main plaza and some of the viewpoints for where the enclosures are going to be. I went for a concrete because that's more commonly seen in the plazas in zoos, at least to the zoos that I've been to, and it looks more neat as well. I don't particularly like how the toilet building looks in this video, but I did go off camera after filming and do some minor detailing and editing. was tempted to put sort of a nature roof on top of the toilet building, but then I decided that I hated how that looked as well, so I just left it as a simple box toilet building. I decided to add in some planters to fill in some of the empty spaces, and especially around the trees, which I think was a nice little detail. After finishing the detailing on the toilet and adding some trees around, I decided to focus now on the main plaza. I continued the concrete flooring right into the plaza, and I decided that I wanted to have a little feature area in the center of the plaza that had a lot of trees and greenery. I've seen it a lot in some of the local zoos and animal parks that I've been to, and it really makes the whole thing look less empty and more eye-catching when you first walk into the zoo. I also went with a very simple wooden fence around just to make sure that the guests aren't walking through that bit of greenery. Once that was all finished, I added some bins and benches and a little sign sort of guiding where some of the enclosures are going to be. Of course, they aren't labelled right now, but they will be eventually when the first enclosures are put up. Then, after that, I connected all the paths together, and that was this build done. I know it's not the most exciting build, but I'm really happy with how this turned out. I'm also excited to see where my creativity goes in future videos, and I'm looking forward to sharing those videos with you. If you like this video, please give a like, leave a comment, and even subscribe if you're interested in more content. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys!